And happy Juneteenth. Wow, we got a new federal holiday yesterday. I noticed a number of my colleagues are taking the day off. All of a sudden, we thought it's just a little too short notice. So here we are, but next year we'll have this day off. But anyhow, it's Juneteenth. We have a new holiday, and you know, celebrating the actual. You can't really say the end of. Well, I suppose you could say the legal end of slavery, or the last community that realized that slavery had been ended more than 2 years earlier. This in Galveston, Texas, and you know, it's a fine thing. It's over at the Writing. THERIGHTING.com. They've got all these headlines about, I'm not even going to repeat them, but just, you know, basically accusing even the Republicans who voted for this. You know, there was a little more than a dozen Republicans who voted no, but even the Republicans who voted for Juneteenth of some kind of tokenism or whatever. But what I think the real impact of this is, and I think it's going to be a really good thing, in the midst of this time when you've got state after state passing laws banning teachers from teaching the actual history of the Native American genocide and African slavery in this country, by this country. As those laws are being passed, Juneteenth is going to provide a teaching opportunity. And I see that as just a really, really good thing. There was just, you know, just for example, I mean, this is how bad it is. This is in Virginia. This was posted by Kay Pete over on Democratic Underground today. It's the first page of chapter 29 of a 7th grade history textbook in Virginia. Now they may not be using this textbook anymore. Kay Pete says this is circa 1961. Actually, it links to a larger story that, yeah, polite racism, that has this. This is I just have to read this to you. This is just incredible. Early in Virginia's history, the General Assembly made laws closely controlling the Negroes. However, the laws were not fully enforced. Many slave masters did not like to have the state government meddle in what they considered their private business. They managed their servants according to their own methods. They knew the best way to control their slaves was to win their confidence and affection. A strong feeling of affection existed between masters and slaves in the majority of Virginia homes. The house servants became almost as much a part of the planter's family circle as its white members. The Negroes were always present at family weddings. They were allowed to look on at dances and other entertainments. A strong tie existed between slave and master because each was dependent. Life among the Negroes of Virginia in slavery times was generally happy. The Negroes went about in a cheerful manner, making a living for themselves and for those for whom they worked. But they were not worried by the furious arguments going on between Northerners and Southerners over what should be done with them. In fact, they paid little attention to these arguments. This is what, you know, fifth graders, sixth graders were learning in Virginia in the 1960s. And this whole polite racism post over at JoanTrumpauerMulholland.org /polite-racism is really remarkable. As I said, there's an easy link to it over at Democratic Underground. This is what a lot of white people in America grew up thinking was real. it's what I'm betting a lot of these of these Republican, these white, this is just crazy, and thank God we're starting to wake up from it, and thank God we're starting to teach the real history of America, and thank God that the gods or the goddess that reality is setting in.